Okay. Let me just go live on here. If it allows me. It looks like it. Okay, that's. Whew. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. It's been quite a while since I did a live. I don't know if I'm going. It's going to be too low, too soft. So, as usual, I have to do my little check-in to make sure that I could hear that I am on live and I could hear myself. Let's check that. Let's check. I could hear myself. Yes. Okay, good. Let's check. Now, we're going to do Instagram. Let's check Instagram. Let me tell you something. It's been crazy. Old clips of Diddy and LeBron James. Oh, everything is going nuts. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Everything is going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs today. Oh, I don't think I'm live. Well, I don't think I'm live on Instagram. I was supposed to be live on Instagram. No, it says I am. That's weird that I don't see it. Maybe somebody else will see it. It says I am. I'm supposed to be live on Facebook. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, it's tiring. Oh, my hair is looking a little crazy. Been extremely busy, enjoying my time as far as playing slots with GrandmaFlip. We're playing slots this coming week. So, oh, look at this nice picture. We're playing slots this coming weekend. So we're excited for that. And I hope that people could join us while we play slot this coming weekend. We're very excited. Again, we're not independently wealthy yet. So we can't play all the time, but when we play big. So this weekend, hopefully, we're going to be able to play, a lot of slots and then really have a good time. So as you can see from the title, if the title is showing, let me make sure. PDiddy, another Jeffrey Weinstein or RKelly. Should hip hop be afraid? I've been talking about Diddy for quite a while. I've been talking about Diddy and all the stuff that's been going on with these sexual predators in our community, but mostly celebrity communities, people that a lot of people look to and admire are now being called out for different sexual behaviors, some sexual deviance. Some people are getting in their business because of who they love, which we don't touch. That's none of our business. But sometimes people will come up and be like, oh, this person allegedly say that they're straight, and they allegedly they have gay partners. I'm talking about Will Smith and Dwayne. There's a whole allegation going on by a former friend and assistant. And so there's a lot of stuff going on. And I've talked about every one of those. And then I focused on Diddy recently because, as part of the Me Too movement, Casey's lawsuit really impacted me. And then I started looking into his the fact that his former baby mom was killed. And then you had another individual who worked with him. I believe it's Chris Stokes. Let me verify because I did a whole stream about him. Hold on, I'm just looking. I want to make sure I have his name correctly. So if you don't mind, give me 1 second. I want to see the channel. I want to make sure because I did a whole live on him and what happened to him, how he mysteriously died, committed suicide, and a lot of P. Diddy former security guard also talked about it and talked about how he felt that he died because of depression because he said he was being followed. There was a lot of stuff with that. So I did a whole clip about the young man trying to figure out what actually happened to him. And I think that one of the most interesting thing about that story is the fact that these this young man just started working with Diddy, P Diddy. He just started working with him, and then he said, according to his family, that he felt people was following him. He felt unsafe, and then the family felt that there might be some blackmail involving sexual acts that the young man may have participated in. Of course, as in a lot of different cases, they alleged that it had to be LGBTQ activities, and the young man felt that he couldn't take it anymore. Especially, I believe I believe he was married, and I just did the whole. I'm looking for it right now because I want to make sure. Shakir, that's who it was. I did a whole article. I'm looking at it right now where I talk about this young man. His name is Shakir Stewart. Chris Stokes is somebody completely different. I'm not sure why I said Chris Stokes, but Shakir Stewart. I talked about the love triangle because Chris was threatened by Diddy because he allegedly had a relationship. I don't know if it was friendship or more with Kim, and both Shakir Stewart. Did I say Chris again? Both Shakir Stewart had a relationship of friendship with Kim, which is Diddy's children's mother, and there's a long list of reports that discuss it. Like Gene Deal has spoke about it at one time, and it goes back. Mark Curry had books about it. Mark Curry talks about how Diddy broke Kim nose. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. So Shakir Stewart killed himself, and a lot of the not a lot, but some of the story in Cassie's allegation seemed to align a little bit with what Mark Curry said, what Shakir Stewart family said, what Gene Deal said. There's a whole lot of stuff there. So I've been talking about it for quite a while about what's going on with Diddy, and then pretty much the sexual predators, not only Diddy, but the sexual predators. And then when I started talking about it, I started connecting a lot of different artists with Diddy, right? Or if not directly with Diddy, pretty much with sexual allegation. And a lot of them are coming out. A lot of names are being thrown out there. And, I have a lot of lists. I created a lot of stuff. We have Jamie Foxx. We have L.A. Reid. They talk about Jada also. They talk about Russell. It's a lot of different people. And once you start actually looking at the list and connecting them together, you start realizing like, whoa, this could get really ugly and very dangerous very quickly, right? So it's been quite a while. I did my last take because there was this young man or this person, and we don't know, we never talk about, we try not to talk about calling young men, young women, because it's not politically correct, but Little Rod actually sued P. Diddy for sexual assault, right? And a lot of people were saying that Little Rod is only doing it because P. Diddy did not pay him for some production work that he did. And all of this is just what is being said. Apparently, right before Little Rod put submitted the lawsuit for the sexual allegation. He did a GoFundMe stating that he didn't get paid and he wanted to sue P. Diddy for that reason. Okay. Then after that, he raised a couple of $1,000s, a few $1,000s. Then after that, he went into submitting a lawsuit about a lengthy sexual assault lawsuit, because I'm looking at some of the articles right now. I have a bunch of them open. So his name is Rodney Jones Jr., also known as Little Rod, recently claimed that Diddy is harassing. He also saying that Diddy is harassing his family. Different people are harassing his family, but he is the one that put in a lengthy sexual assault lawsuit, and he recently updated it. So he's suing Diddy for $30 million, similar to what Cassie did. So it's just been creeping, little things, little comments, little things that's been creeping, and it all came to head with Cassie lawsuit. And everybody know that Cassie's a former ex-girlfriend of Diddy, and she left and she did a lawsuit. And in the lawsuit, she talks a lot about the fact that she was drugged, the fact that she was forced to have sex with different people, the fact that she was physically abused, mentally abused. She talked about that. And P. Diddy decided to pay her $30 million in order for the lawsuit to go away. Okay, so we didn't go to court with that. Besides what was in the lawsuit, there was no discovery. We don't know what else happened, right? Now you have Little Rod coming out with his lawsuit, and a lot of people were saying that, oh, he just falling behind Casey, and he's just doing it and just for a money grab, just like I said with Casey. And they also said the fact that it's all, a lot of people were still standing with Diddy, and there was a different artists that were coming out and support, same way that they support a lot of the artists. A lot of people supported RKelly. A lot of people, especially the Black community, is known to believe. Look what happened with Bill Cosby. A lot of people in the Black community want to support the artists that they admire for years or have great music, like RKelly also, if I haven't said it before. So now everything is chugging along. Diddy is not pretty much a big focus. He stepped aside from a couple of his businesses, and then some people decided they wouldn't work with him, like some of the artists under that he actually worked with under Revolt, or he brought into Revolt. Some of them said that, since they started not messing with him because of Cassie, but things just started going slowly, right? Everything seemed to be quieting down. Then you have Rodney Jones accusation. That stopped. It happened. A lot of people gave a lot of excuses for it. And then Diddy House get raided this week. Now, I wasn't in town when Diddy House got raided. I was actually out of town enjoying myself. And when I saw the Diddy House got raided by a Homeland Security and FBI, I was like, here we go. Here we go. That's how I felt about it when I heard it. I'm like, okay, now we're on to something. Something is going on, right? Because I'm part of the Me Too movement. I mean, I believe I'm not technically part of the Me Too movement, but I believe survivors, and especially Cassie lawsuit. I believe Cassie. When I read her lawsuit and everything she had to say, I believe Cassie. It was just too much detail for me not to believe Cassie. It was just too much in there. It couldn't be, to me, it just didn't seem like a money grab. There was just way too much details. Also, it didn't help that he settled with her immediately. You understand what I'm saying? So I felt that it was true. Little Rod, I also felt, based on the conversation, but based on his lawsuit, a lot of the details rang true to me. And because of the partying, because everybody knows the partying that Diddy was doing, the people that go to his parties and stuff like that, a lot of people different artists has been talking about Freak Off, has been talking about group sexual, like, what of it? Why am I forgetting? Why is threesomes? They've been talking about threesomes. They've been talking about orgies. Thank you. That's the word. They've been talking about orgies. They've been talking about and doing it for many years. And you have a lot of these young rappers and their girlfriends and their baby mamas. You have the pastors talking about it. You have a pastor the other day. The wife finally left. The pastor was talking about how I forgot her name, and I'm not even going to Google it. You guys could Google pastor wife. She finally left him, and she was talking about how he always, even as a pastor, he used to bring women to their house, and he used to cheat on her, but he also involved her in some threesomes, if I remember correctly. Everything is coming out about some type of sexual allegation, some type of sexual abuse. It could be because of the fact that there's been specific laws that's been in place. There was one in New York that expired in this, I think it was Thanksgiving weekend, where a lot of these different governors and states and district attorneys, attorney generals are offering survivors the opportunity to tell their story if they and to sue, not criminal cases per se, but sue anyone they believe that sexually harassed them and abused them in the past. They had a window, which is like 3 to 5 years, in order to report it. So a lot of stuff came out last year, and now you have New York. I think it's closed. They didn't extend it, but now you have Los Angeles, that's California, which is now have the same law. So this came out because of the law. But then if you start thinking about it, a lot of this stuff been coming out for a long time. The one that we really paid attention to back in the days with RKelly, but he beat the original case where they accused him of actually urinating on a 13-year-old young girl. He beat that case. There was an uproar when he allegedly married Aaliyah, right? But they let that go. And then you have, God rest his soul, MJ. I'm just gonna say his initials. He went through a case also. So it's been slowly coming, but a lot of the people that's been alleged to be, and they're big, powerful, most of the time it went away. And then you have the Me Too movement that started happening, where they got Harvey Weinstein. That really opened up the door. Jeffrey Weinstein, who I want to talk about today, that really opened up the door, because Jeffrey Weinstein is accused of trafficking young, poor, more impoverished, economically challenged young girls for uber rich people. Used to fly them to an island, and I forgot which island, but it's a Caribbean, one of the Caribbean islands, not Virgin Islands, where they have a Jeffrey Weinstein Island, where a lot of people attended a lot of the parties. They released a Jeffrey Weinstein book the other day. Some politician, a bunch of celebrities, but rich people were listed there that celebrated, that attended. I'm not going to name all the celebrities, because they said, a lot of people were saying that everybody was in the book, whether you were innocent or guilty, as long as you visit the island, a party with Jeffrey Weinstein, you were listed. So it's hard to say. I mean, in some description, they say who was the victim and who the victim accused of actually sexually battering them. But the fact is that Jeffrey Weinstein was accused of trafficking. As we all know, he committed suicide in jail, and his former assistant girlfriend is currently serving time. And I'm not even going to bother to pronounce her name, but you guys know who it is. So Jeffrey Weinstein. Then you have RKelly. Now RKelly, huge, because RKelly now, there's been stories about him since he was 30, since the video show. It was a video that showed him urinating, on a 13-year-old, and he was found innocent in the case, because they said it wasn't him. It probably was his brother, etc., etc. But then you have one of his former girlfriends who signed an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, which a lot of people signed, decided to come out and tell her story because of a lot of reporters. A lot of people was asking questions. So I decided, because of what happened with Diddy, just to look up a little bit about how did two, because there's a lot of them, but how did two of the most recent cases came to light? And that's Jeffrey Weinstein and R. Kelly. So I looked it up, and just quickly, right? It says here Jeffrey Weinstein was placed in jail or had a great deal, like a where he went to jail for 5 days. They arrested him for allegation for, I'm not sure, for sexual abuse. They arrested him, but because he signed a plea deal where he spent like what, the daytime or 5 days in jail and went home on the weekend or something like that. Now, Jeffrey definitely was accused of trafficking young girls. So what he would do is he and his assistants and his security guard would go to different locations where the young ladies would be, and I'm not sure if they ever talked about young guys. There's been some allegation there, but pretty much young ladies. They would go to different places and pick them up, whether it's school or youth events and such. And most of the time he would like them to be inexperienced. And once he had his way with them, he would actually pay them to go get their friends. So a lot of the girls were connected through friends connected, but a lot of them was poor. So he was arrested. He got a deal. And then after that, many years passed until the girls who felt they were trafficked and felt they were abused, they will all stay silent until Julie K. Brown, which is a reporter, got some of these these women who are now older, who are adults, to talk about it, right? So as a result of her investigative reporting, that's how they eventually caught on to Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, I say Jeffrey Weinstein. I'm sorry. I'm messing up everybody's name. Jeffrey Epstein. You have Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein. And I probably have to edit, because did I write Jeffrey Weinstein? Hold on. Let me make an edit. Yep, I did. You see how I'm getting everybody's name wrong? Hold on. Let me put Epstein here. I'm telling you. It's just exhausted. Jeffrey Epstein. Let me put Jeffrey Epstein here. So when I talk about Jeffrey Harvey Weinstein, we talk about Jeffrey Epstein. That's who we're talking about. So give me a second. Let me just edit the title as we talk. Well, of course, I could have done it later, but I just want to talk about it. So it was her that actually got these young people to actually talk about what happened to them. And as the result of her getting that done, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to mess up the key. Would it mess up the key? I'm sorry, guys. That's how you ended up getting Jeffrey Epstein. And as I said, he ended up committing suicide in jail. So he pretty much got away with it. If you consider suicide being a way to get away with it, but he didn't serve time in jail. He took the easy way out, right? So yes, Jeffrey Epstein's. Thank you. Hold on, let me just save this changes. Okay, great. So he got the easy way out, right? So that's Jeffrey Epstein. So it took a reporter to do an investigative report to get him. So I'm reading the article right now. The article I'm reading is theguardian.com and stuff like that. I'll show it to you guys briefly, because I like to show what I read, and also so you guys can look at the article yourself. This is the article I'm reading. I hope that you guys can see. And it says right here, in 2008, Epstein was sent to jail, having pleaded guilty to a charge of procuring for prostitution a girl below the age of 18. It was accumulation of 3-year investigation, right? So, yeah, there was a lot of R's taking care of girls as age of 13 to 14, and they wanted to do an article about this woman who actually was able to get the young ladies, the adults, because they're adults now, to actually come and tell their story, and they brought down Jeffrey Epstein. Fine. R. Kelly now Now he was many years, many years of actually known as being a sexual predator. They said here he was jailed after 30 years of being found guilty of 8 counts of sex trafficking and one of racketeering in the New York court. They said this goes back to 1990, where they're talking about he had many predatory pursuit of teenage girls. Let me show you this article. I'm reading the article from BBC. So give me 1 second. Let me show you guys this article so you guys could go back and check it out if you're interested in checking it out. So there's a BBC article that shows the history of R. Kelly, of his crimes and allegation against him. How did he get caught? He married Aaliyah, as you can see. He was sued several times by intern. He was sued 2 more times on 2002. And his arrest, there was an allegation in 2017 of a cult, but it was the BuzzFeed report from 2017 to 2018 and Johanna Pace, who broke her non-disclosure agreement to speak out about having sex with Kelly at underage, that actually started the huge investigation on R. Kelly. Obviously, there was also a documentary called, or several documentary called Surviving R. Kelly. He did a report with Gail, like an interview with Gail. After that, he got arrested. So 2 huge articles was done in order to catch these predators, right? And again, we're not going to talk about Harvey Weinstein. We're not going to talk about Bill Cosby. We're not going to talk about, we're just talking about these 3 individuals. Jeffrey Epstein ran around with very rich, powerful, famous people. A lot of them was entertainers. Right? R. Kelly, same, as a multi-million, if not billion-dollar artist. He ran around a lot of support and was supported by a lot of very rich, powerful entertainers, possibly some political leaders, but mostly entertainers. Jeffrey Epstein had political leaders, very rich, powerful people, and entertainers also. And now you have PDiddy. PDiddy situation started with Cassie. There's been a lot of allegations about the abuse that he has, going from anything from allegation with gun charges. Then you had the allegation of him possibly having something to do with Biggie Smalls and Tupac. They talk mostly about Biggie, Tupac. There's allegations, some scenarios where some people talk about also Biggie. There was some controversy about possibly Biggie leaving. There's just a lot of different controversy behind this. But he, just like the other 3 individuals that are on my title that I've been talking about, have very rich, famous friends or associate for many years. And for many years, many years, is being alleged that they got away with this predatory behavior. So again, Jeffrey Epstein got caught because of investigative reporting. R. Kelly got caught the same way, investigative reporting, because people was looking into it. But one of his victims decided to talk outside of non-disclosure agreement. Then you have this law. Now you have PDiddy. And even though there's been allegations against for many years, it had to come again to Cassie lawsuit. But even with Cassie lawsuit, it was about to go away. It appeared to me, right? He stepped down from some of his companies. He was just going to live a quiet life away from the public eye, and it was just going to be quiet because Cassie got her money, right? So she wasn't going to do anything else, allegedly, maybe, possibly. He left the drink. He was suing an organization that he had a big partnership as far as his drinking marketing. He let that go. He was just going to live a quiet life, and then you have Little Rod. Now, did the raid in his house have anything to do with Little Rod? I would think yes, right? Or is there something else we don't know? But it's a coincidence. You have Cassie lawsuit, you have Little Rod lawsuit, and he has a lot of things to say. However, according to the report, he is not being he isn't the Homeland Security. Homeland didn't go to his house. The FBI didn't go to his house because of sexual abuse, allegedly, right? I didn't see that. I heard it was human trafficking. Of course, human trafficking is associated with sexual abuse, but I'm saying that as far as I know, he didn't go, the FBI, Homeland Security didn't go to the house because of Cassie lawsuit, or they didn't directly go to the house because of Little Rod. However, I think unless something else come out, I think Little Rod lawsuit led to it. Or they could have been building the case all along. They could have been building a case with him, with P. all this time, and P. might have known about it, and finally they decided to hit. And one thing a lot of people are saying, actually not a lot of people are saying, let me not say that, because a lot of people are very quiet. It's been very quiet since the situation happened. And this is what's so interesting, because I'm going to go back a little bit. I said that once Cassie lawsuit happened, everything went quiet, right? Everything went quiet. The only thing that he did, he stepped down from some of his company, and some people decided to walk away from their working relationship with him. But it was going to be quiet. But what was happening all this time that led to this raid, right? I thought it went away. I really did. I'm maybe I'm a sucker, but I thought it went away. I thought that, okay, they don't have enough against him because they made Cassie look like she was trying to just make money. That's what they made it look like. Because everybody when you have somebody that powerful, that have so much powerful friends and money, people try, especially the fans, look at this person like, nah, they can't do it. I always was like, hey, Cassie, that what she said, that also sound really true for me. It's just there was so many other stories going around in the celebrities and how these people, how everybody act when they have money, and they call it fun, quote unquote fun. These sex parties, these freak off. This sound completely true to me, and in my opinion, he wouldn't have paid her $30 million if it didn't happen. Okay, but I was one of the people, because I did a lot of lives and I got very quiet about it, because I was like, hey, I don't think anything will happen because he's just too rich. He's just too powerful. And no one seemed to be going against this guy. Cassie set up for $30 million and nobody was going against this guy. So I really thought it was going to go away. I really didn't. I'm like, okay, if I hear anything else, I'll come and do another live, but it's gone. It's done. And then you have this guy, Little Rod. And Little Rod may or may not have done the lawsuit if Diddy paid him. That's what's so scary. And I know I'm going a little bit all over the place, but just let's think about it a little bit, because you see, again, Jeffrey Epstein, if it's Epstein, I'm sorry, Jeffrey Epstein, and then you have RKelly. They all got caught eventually because someone told, but it's pretty much was because of a story that was being told. An investigative reporter was determined to tell the story. And with RKelly, they've been talking about him for years. They've been joking, and they actually said it was a comedian that recently made a full joke about RKelly that actually brought it up again. So a lot of people have been talking about it, but nobody did anything until BuzzFeed, until that young lady, right? Epstein, same thing, investigative report. Why did all of a sudden now Homeland Security and the FBI decide to raid two or three of P. Diddy home? I think Little Rod had something to do with it, because I think he gave the breadcrumbs. Because if you look at his allegations, the people that he's connected to, the stories. First of all, it sounds real, except for the possibility they say that Stevie J was not the guy that was in the sex tape that Little Rod shared. It was another actor who actually does actual pornographic movies, sex movies, said it was him. But besides that, there was a lot of details that was connecting, right? There was a lot of detail that was connecting. What was the detail? Because I didn't hear any investigative report. Again, just like Jeffrey Epstein and just like RKelly, I haven't heard of any reporters that actually decided to do a story or actually decided to do a surviving P. Diddy or a documentary. I haven't heard anything because it was quiet. What exactly happened to actually have them go to his door? What do they know? Everybody is quiet except for Little Rod. Even Cassie is quiet once she got her $30 million, and all due respect for her. What did they know? What came out that had them go to his house, and why human trafficking? Now they're naming a lot of people. They named Miami. They say that this guy named Paul was recently arrested. Let me make sure, because I'm looking at this story right now. And then there's additional. Sorry, on March 28th, they're talking about. Actually, it was today. They're talking about that Little Rod is have amended his lawsuit to add more to it. Woosah, man, this is insane. Now let me look. I want to get the person's name who was just recently arrested. Give me 1 second, guys. I believe his first name was Paul, right? He was arrested while going on the plane, and apparently he had drugs on him. Have you ever? Here it is right here. I'm looking at this. His name Paul is referred to Combs Mule. Okay, in this article, USA Today, again, it's Little Rod. Little Rod and his lawsuits mentioned Paul. And they said that he was released, Paul was released on a $2,500 bond on Tuesday and has a hearing on April 24th. Apparently, they said that he had drugs on him while he was going to the airport. He had drugs on him while he was going to the airport, right? The same day that the Bad Boy record founder was raided by Homeland Security investigation agent. So I'm going to show you this article so you guys could go look at it when you have time. Give me 1 second. Let me share the article I'm looking at so you guys could see it. Is this it? Right here. I'm sorry. An associate of Sean Diddy Combs was arrested on Monday, the same day Bad Boys, right? His name, I guess he's a former basketball player. Brandon Paul was arrested. The Miami-Dade Police Department officer at the airport on felony charge of possession of suspected coke and possession of suspected marijuana candies, etc. So here's the funny thing about it. Has anybody wonder where Paul where he was going? Because according to my understanding, right, P. Diddy was not at the house. Sean Combs was not in the house when they raided the house. I don't even know where he was. Apparently, they said that he was in his private jet flying around, but then now they said that he wasn't in the plane. He was. It was his former girlfriend friend that was on the plane, and I have her name in my head, but I can't. I know what it is, but but it's stuck because I'm talking about so many different things. So he wasn't on the plane. There were some reports that Diddy may have known that he was about to get arrested, which is why he left. So as of now, they say he's in the United States, but I don't know if anybody's saying where he's at. Like, is he home now? Is he with the FBI? Is he with Homeland Security? Is he out of town? No one. I haven't seen any report of where Diddy is at right now. Right. Only thing that they're saying, the lawyers say that he's cooperating according to the article, and he hasn't been arrested. That's all they're saying. But how is it interesting that this guy who is an associate of Diddy was about to fly somewhere and he had drugs on him? Where he was going with the drugs? Why did they pick him up though? Why was he picked up at the airport after Little Rod talked about him? Is he connected to Diddy? Were they able to make a connection and say he was about to meet Diddy with these drugs? I don't know. Allegedly, I don't know. Right? I don't know. Because I don't even know where Diddy is, right? I don't know where Puff Daddy is. I don't know where he is. Nobody's really, I haven't seen any article that he's home. I haven't seen it. So I'm just talking just based on what I've read and what I've seen. So you have Little Rod, you have this guy that's being arrested with drugs. Then there's an article where a lot of people was talking, some people was talking about this Hi, it looked like my mic was unplugged, and I don't know how much you guys didn't hear because I'm just looking to see. I apologize if my mic was unplugged. I don't know how long it was unplugged, so I'm gonna go back a little bit because I don't know what was. Give me a second. Let me see where I stopped off because I don't even know where I stopped off. Give me a second. I'm gonna mute because I'll be right back because I don't want to be repetitive. All right, thank you so much, guys. So it looked like it caught everything. I just all of a sudden it looked like that my mic is, there's a message that goes there to say when your mic is working or not working. So anyway, so I wanted to show you guys this article that I found today that I was looking because I really thought this was over. I really thought that whatever Diddy has been allegedly accused of on the Cassie, it was their relationship. He paid, he was going to stay quiet and nothing else was going to happen. And then we have this lawsuit with Little Rod. So then I saw this article right here where, as you can see, this is Rodney Jones, right? This is the lawsuit. Look how many people the plaintiff have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, some of them is an entity. They have John and Jane Doe 1 to 10. ABC Corporation 1 to 10. How many people he's suing? There's 10 people that he's suing. I mean, besides like John and Jane Doe 1 to 10. There's a lot of people, but this person, Ethiopia, Hampton Miriam, I can't pronounce the name. Let's just say Ethiopia. Let's stop this. Apparently, Miss Ethiopia was in a lawsuit, and now she is going to testify. She was dropped from the lawsuit because they said that she's going to cooperate. Miss Ethiopia, I was looking up who Miss Ethiopia is, and apparently she was the chairwoman for the CEO, and she's in 2002 she stepped down as the chairperson CEO of Motown. That's who she is, right? Lord have mercy. She was also Diddy chief of staff, and they said that she's preparing to testify against the now disgraced. Ooh-sa. They also say there's possibility they're going to use some Cassie lawsuit and whatever is going on with Diddy. This is what is being said. Again, I thought it was going to be quiet, right? So you telling me that Little Rod, who was involved, who apparently they said Little Rod said he lived with Diddy for about a year, right, to work on his the record. And during that time, he's accusing different people, like a friend. God, I could it keeps shutting. I think the mic keeps shutting off. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Maybe I shouldn't be naming people's names because for some reason YouTube keep. Let me make sure that my live is okay because maybe YouTube has stopped the live. Let me see. Make sure that my live is okay. Okay, no, it's okay because sometimes YouTube. Let me. In fact, I should be checking my emails because sometimes YouTube, I get in trouble for sharing. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry. I didn't even think about that. Let me see if I got a warning from YouTube for sharing. Hold on. Because I have to keep checking to make sure I didn't get a warning. Okay, let me see. Did I get a warning from them? Okay, it just says that I'm live. Okay. I have to keep an eye out because I got it. My channel had a warning because I was using too much links. So I just want to make sure everything that I'm using is based on fair uses. This channel is about education, discussion about what's going on. I do not believe in any bullying or any false allegations. I'm just commenting on what I see. Everything until you go to court and found guilty is alleged. So I wanted to say that. So I did, but I have to keep an eye and make sure that YouTube is not flagging me and shutting down my channel. So anyway, so Carissa, is her name? Is Carissa? Carissa is her name. I'm sorry for mispronouncing her name, but apparently she's been accused of being a sex worker, being a sex worker, and also a mule somewhat because she's carrying pink cocaine for it's called pink cocaine for Diddy. Then you have 50 Cent's either child's mother, a former girlfriend, also being accused of being a sex worker. Allegedly, everything is alleged because I wasn't there. I'm just telling you what Rod said. Also, this is weird. I have never had this much trouble with the mic. Something's going on. The mic keeps shutting off. Oh, no, God, I'm not touching anything. All right, so I'm just saying the mic keeps shutting off on me. The light keeps shutting off. I keep getting the error message. So I am sorry if everything is sounding spotty. Maybe somebody doesn't want me to talk about Diddy because every time I'm looking around, I'm like, wait a minute, why it keeps stopping me? So anyway, I'm gonna still talk about it. All right. So anyway, Carissa, I think her name is Carissa. So all these people are on Little Rod's lawsuit. He apparently lived with Diddy for a year, right, to do this record. He went to different parties where he's talking about different things that happened. He's talking about sexual allegations. He's talking about these sex parties. He's talking about all that. And then he put Cuba Gooding Jr. as part of it. He talked about Stevie J a part of it. And as I showed in the lawsuit, he has a list of people that he's suing, companies, and now he have John and Jane Doe, people that's not being named in this lawsuit. Now Homeland Security just raided Diddy's 3 homes as a result of trafficking. And one thing that we've learned, at least I hope a lot of people know, that the Homeland Security and FBI is not going to raid your home just because they feel like it. In almost every case where they raided somebody's home, they found something or they had cooperating reason. Because in order to raid your home, they have to bring the proof to a grand jury. which is silent, right? The grand jury has to give a warrant, approval for a warrant, and that's a high bar to meet. You have to understand, getting a grand jury warrant to have Homeland Security knock on your door, that's a hard bar to meet. They can't just all of a sudden go to the police and say, hey, I need a warrant to hit one of the most powerful, richest, powerful artists. They can't just do that. So something is going on. I don't even think that it's just because I think Little Rod may have been the trigger. Like I said, I'm going to continue repeating myself because I want to make sure that because I'm a little tired, so I want to make sure that I'm being clear. Hi, Color Me Oakland. How you doing? Should be scared. Yes. How you doing? I want to be clear what I'm saying here, right? So I want to compete. The way they caught Jeffrey Epstein is because of an investigative reporter who was talking to these women. As they got older, she did a report. The way they caught RKelly because of Buzz News and because one of his victims spoke, right? You see how this thing is going? The way it looked like they're catching Puffy is because of Little Rod, because he spoke. Right? Now, again, did Homeland Security take what Little Rod said and Cassie said and created this big investigation, went to the grand jury and decided, hey, we got him? Or is there more to the story? Is it Little Rod or is there more to the story? Because they're not going to go to his house just on hearsay. They're not. They have something. And where is Diddy? How is it that Diddy left town right before the Homeland Security and FBI? How did he leave town before they raided his house? Are we supposed to believe that he didn't know they were coming? Has he had a conversation with them? Had they had a meeting with him? They talking about that. People are saying they don't know where Diddy is now. He's in the United States. They said his plane is riding around. How do we know that he's not on that plane? I know I'm going conspiracy right now. Just like they did when O.J. Simpson. Remember when O.J. Simpson hid in the trunk while the guy that was his friend drove him around, and the news chapter was following them. What was that guy's name that hid O.J. Simpson in the car? Let me get his name. O.J. friend who drove the Bronco. Yes. Al Calling. The Bronco with the plates was driven by Simpson friend Al Calling. How do we know that PDiddy was on that plane? How do we know? But either whether he's on the plane or not, he wasn't arrested. He wasn't in the house. Do we honestly believe that Homeland Security, who goes after terrorists, etc., and RICO charges, will just went and knock on this man's door and destroyed his house? Because I saw the video. It wasn't destroyed, but went through all his stuff just on a lark. Just because one guy wishes that lawsuit is very explosive. Apparently, again, he amended it today because of one guy. I think there's a lot more to this story. And I also think that we should really pay attention to how these sexual predators get caught. It takes one person. It takes one entity to be passionate enough to bring down these sexual predators. And we're saying alleged, right? Even though I believe what Cassie said, again, it went away. It looked to me it was going away. Maybe they used Cassie as were looking at Cassie and then they started investigating him then. But it took this guy, Little Rod, and I still don't think it's only Little Rod. I think there's a lot more that's going on here in the story, right? Because we're not talking about only sexual abuse. We're talking about human sex trafficking. That's a completely different thing. Now, don't get me wrong now. In Cassie, if I remember correctly, in Cassie's lawsuit, she did talk about the fact that Diddy used to fly her around to have sex with people. That's technically considered sex trafficking if you really want to look at it. It is considered that, right? But could it just be that actually started it? And if so, why was it so quiet? Why did it take so long after her for the Homeland Security and for the FBI to come raid her? I don't know. But I do know that one of the things that I've heard recently is that a lot of people are very quiet. This is quite, besides a handful of people that's coming to defend, and was like, the police officers, they did the Homeland Security did too much by raiding the house, etc., etc. I mean, everyone is innocent until they are proven guilty, right? Technically, that's how the Constitution say. That's how it's supposed to be. What I don't understand is the fact that after evidence after evidence, after stories, even I'll be sure you have Stuart Stokes. We talked about different people who passed away, the people who had stories. People are still walking around acting like these people are innocent. Like, I'm innocent in a way, in a sense, like they don't believe the story. Because technically, unless you go to court and you're found guilty, technically, if we talk about technical law, you are innocent. I don't like when people act like they're surprised. It's been talked about for many, many years about these sex parties, many years. You have former girlfriend, you have security guard, Gene Dill, who's telling you what happened with this guy. You know what I'm saying? If anything, he was abusive, if nothing else. Everybody been talking about it. They've been talking about RKelly for years. For God's sake, Jeffrey Epstein actually was in jail for prostitution, for actually prostitution of young girls. Yet people come and they act like they're surprised. Like, no. They blackmail, they blackball. I mean, they railroading this guy. They shouldn't have gone to his house. Is wrong. You have a lot of people that's going to stand there and defend this man. And again, he's innocent until he's proven guilty, right? But you have a handful of people who's coming out and defending and actually trying to support him, right? And saying that what happened in his house was wrong. But what about everybody that's quiet? What about them? What about all these stars that went to his parties? Right? What about them? What about all these stars that actually engage in this sex freak off? What about them? How do we know that in these sex freak off they weren't underage individuals? We don't know. Again, all of this is alleged, right? We don't know there was underage, right? And when it comes to sex trafficking, I don't even think age is even matters, right? Obviously, if you're underage and you sex trafficking, then obviously it's the worst situation. But sex trafficking is deliberately taking somebody. Let's look up sex trafficking. I want to make sure, because I don't want to make it up. Let's look at what is sex trafficking. Because I want to say what it is. What is sex trafficking? Oh, good. I guess a lot of people is looking up, because guess what? It popped up. Okay? There are two ways that victims are recruited: through intimate partner and family members. Right? What is sex trafficking? Help is it slavery? Hold on. I want to make sure that I say it correctly, because I don't want to I just had it right in front of me. Give me 1 second. Sex trafficking is human trafficking for the purpose of sexual exploitation. It has been called a form of modern slavery because of the way victims are forced into sexual act, non-consensual, in the form of sexual slavery. So it could be any age. It's someone that you push to have sex that is non-consensual, and it could be anything from the fact that they've been drugged, just like with the Bill Cosby situation where he was drugging all these women. It could be that, right? It could be that. It could be somebody who's young. It could be somebody who you have that you abuse and force them to do it. It could be somebody that you have such control of their life as far as their job, making paying all their bills, etc., that in order for them to continue to receive these type of services, these type of help, in order to feed their friends and feed their family. You you pay them to have sex with other people, right? It could be prostitution, but the caveat is that they don't want to do it, and the only reason that they do it is because you use your wealth, your power, and your fame. That's sex trafficking. Now, when it comes to this case, I'm wondering which is if all of it is the same, if it's fall under all these umbrellas, or is it young people are being trafficked, or is it adults that's being trafficked? And if it is adults that's being trafficked, who are they? Again, Cassie says she was trafficking, right? She said she was trafficked. She said that he did pay for everything. He abused her. He forced her. She did say force. It could have been his former girlfriend. It could be family members. It could be assistants. Like the case where I was talking about being paid. It could be a former assistant. In the law, some of the lawsuit, they talk about the maid was selling, some of his maids was selling drugs and stuff, was doing trafficking drugs and stuff like that. It's a lot in this lawsuit. But let's just say that you work for these powerful men and you know this is not what you want to do, but they're forcing you to do it. Because RKelly did that. He had somebody who actually braided his hair, and he forced her to perform a sexual act, and she was so devastated by it. That's not trafficking. That's sexual abuse. But you know what I'm saying. Sometimes you're under their power, you're under their control, and this is what they do, and they force you to do it. That's non-consensual. Either way, I don't know why I'm going around and around. But the fact is that trafficking, slavery, sex slavery is non-consensual. Period. And apparently that's what he's being accused of: sex trafficking. Is it underage girls? Is it women? Is it men? We don't know. I just find it interesting that Little Rod Cassie case is about sexual abuse. Cassie does talk about trafficking a little bit because he flew her around having sex, or flew people to having sex with. I got that. Little Rod, I don't know if I see sexual trafficking like he was forced to sexual traffic. Oh, I didn't see that. But where, or maybe it is in his lawsuit, but what was it that triggered the FBI to go to his house? That's what I want to know. So anyway, I wanted to show you what Color Me Oakland wrote. Thank you for being here. Anyone who's keeping his secret should be scared. I totally agree with that. This is why I talk about the silence, because a lot of people has been commenting about how quiet everything. Besides the handful of people who's actually defending him, if you look at it, it's pretty quiet. It's pretty quiet. There's been other cases that's talked about a lot more quicker, with a lot more like fury. However, I have to say a lot of the national news network are picking up the story, which is not usual when it comes to stuff like this. Like, you really have to be like in court and everything like that for them to really go crazy. A lot of these USA, ABC, USA, yeah, a lot of these newspapers and a lot of these channels are actually picking up the story. So it's huge. Let's go to the other one. He said, it's sad that we promoted that this harmed so many. I'm more sad that this happened with someone that contributes so much to the Black music. Yeah. Thank you for saying that. I think vulnerable people, foster youth, people in poverty, someone naive. I have friends in a rural area that got caught up and the police couldn't do anything. She escaped and the guy sat at her home. I'm sorry to hear that, Color Me Oakland. Also, big music companies are involved too. Yeah. There's been some. Thank you so much for your comments. It's really, really quiet if you think about it, guys. And it's scary. Little Rod only called a handful of people, and yet he has the 1 to 10 John and Jane Doe scares the crap out of me, because Diddy had these huge sex parties, these freak offs. These celebrities went to his events. They're already naming a few. So if you, and this is one guy, this is Little Rod, who is pissed off because Diddy didn't pay him production for his production work. Can you imagine how many other these people come out? Because apparently this started since the 1990s. They did say that Mace said something. Mace and Cam have a show, and they did say that Mace said something about it. I'm not even gonna go there because I don't want Cam and Mace to curse my ass out. Excuse my language. Last time somebody said something, Cam went crazy. And he's a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. Actually, he's a friend of my son. So he's a friend of my son. So I'm not going to say anything except for Mace did comment about it in this show. I'll Be Sure went online and said something about, he put up, I think it was an Instagram that a lot of people read into. Like almost like finally, you know, there's a lot of stars around this guy. If they have all these witnesses come out, if there's a discovery, it's crazy. And the thing is, here's the thing. Diddy could have paid, well, actually, there's no way that Diddy could have paid a Little Rod, because if he had paid Little Rod, then it would have been even more bigger than he paid Cassie. So he definitely had to fight this one. He definitely have to fight this case. Because he's like, if he's coming, a lot of people is coming after me. Also, they talk about the fact that he gave a lot of people their production rights and their music right before all this stuff was happening, and he had them sign a non-disclosure agreement. The only thing that I'm hearing is that a RICO charge and an FBI Homeland Security charge supersedes any non-disclosure agreement. So this could get big. This could be huge. You start looking. One of the things I started doing is wow. Let me just look. Let's just look. All right. Let's just look. I wonder what Ethiopia. My God. Ethiopia was his assistant. I wonder what. And I know I'm jumping. So anyway, Mays says that there was a lot of that he implied by his comments that, you know, he left because of stuff that happened back in the days. I'll Be Sure talks about allegedly. I'll Be Sure is his comment is reference to Kim, where he felt that something bad happened to Kim, how Kim died, and then I'll Be Sure ended up being in a coma. There's allegations that Diddy had something to do with both. All of these are allegations. But let's see here. I'm just going to put, what I'm going to do is put P. Diddy, put celebrity friends. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm just doing that, and I'm clicking pictures. They have him with Will Smith, Justin Timberland. I mean, there's always been a issue between him and 50 Cent. So they have a picture with Jay-Z, the K person, you know, I don't like to say his name. They have a picture of him with Pharrell. They have a picture of him with Austin Kutcher. If you look at all of these parties, there's these pictures of him with all these celebrities at all his parties. All his parties. If you look at it, let me just put Diddy celebrity parties. Let's just do that. Let's just do that in Google's. Let's just look at the parties. Look at these pictures. His lavish white parties. Let's look. It's been 25 years since Diddy threw his first white party in the Hampton. He had parties in the Hampton. This goes back to 2023. Who was there, guys? I remember the first party he threw in the Hampton. Paris Hilton recall a party in 2018. And this picture right here, he had the Kardashians, the Hilton sister, Leonardo DiCaprio. By the way, I believe Leonardo DiCaprio and Beyonce Don't come after me, Beyonce fans. Are also in the Jeffrey Epstein. If it's not Leonardo, but I definitely know that Beyonce's name was in the Jeffrey Epstein book. I'm just saying. I'm not saying to me anything. I'm just saying that's what I heard, right? You had Mariah Carey. You have Mary J. Blige. You have Al Sharpton. Lord have mercy. Al Sharpton. Martha Stewart was there. Lord have mercy. All you have to do is just Google parties. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Just Google the parties. You see all these people. Tommy Lee. Lord have it. I don't know who Scott Storch is. Lord have mercy. Little Kim. Hey, Little Kim. I'm looking at the pictures. Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon. I'm looking at the pictures. All you have to do is look at the pictures. That's it. Star Jones was there. Lord have mercy. If you just start going through it, Howard Stern, Lord, Howard Stern, Lord, Kelly Osbourne, Betty, I don't know who Beth Ostrowski is. I don't know who that is. Lord. Paris Hilton, Nick Carter was there. Now we're going back to, oh my God, rest her soul, Aretha Franklin. Let me, Lord have mercy. Right? And it doesn't mean that everybody, you have Russell Simmons, Lennox Lewis, Diddy, LL Cool J, Reverend Al Sharpton in the pictures. Right? It mean, again, Felicia Rashad isn't one of those people. I have absolutely nothing to say to or about Felicia Rashad after she supported Bill Cosby being taken out of jail. I have nothing. She lost all of my respect behind that. That's it. But you pictures of her in the party. Lisa Lang, I don't know who that is. Look at all of these people. Amber Rose. Lord have mercy. Usher Kutcher, Ashton Kutcher I mentioned. Demi Moore I mentioned. Do you know? Again, do you know? Oh my God. Jonah Hill. Oh, my favorite. I love her. Tracy Ellis Ross, Evan Ross. I think Evan is her son. Oh no, not Niecy Nash. No, not you. not Niecy Nash. And again, all of these people could just be innocent party goers, right? They could just be innocent party goers, just going there to have a good time. Who knows? Can somebody tell me who knows what secrets they know, what secrets they have, what P. Diddy have on any of them? If he had anything at all, he could just be having a big fun. But who knows, right? They could all just go to a party and gone home at the end of the night. Some of them are part of the listed in Jeffrey Epstein book, though. A couple of them. Diddy had, and again, all I'm doing is Googling P. Diddy celebrity parties. That's all I'm doing. So apparently he had a 50th birthday party. Let's see. Let's see who's here. Lord have mercy. Who this? Who this? They say for his 50th birthday party, Vanity Fair has it. Him and Jay-Z again. They have it for his 50th birthday at his Beverly Hills mansion, and the company arranging music, right? They had Beyonce, Jay-Z, the K guy, KW, Kim Kardashian, Leonardo Farrell, Jimmy Iovine, Naomi Asuka. I'm sorry, Cardi B was there. Offset was there. Lizzo was there. Janelle Monáe was there. Nelly, Kate Beckinsale, Snoop Dogg, Ted Sarandos, Queen Latifah, who I adore, Post Maloney, Regina King, who I adore, Lauren London, I know, the widow. Sorry, Jaden Smith, Jack Dorsey, Naomi Campbell, Usher, Little Kim. Lord have mercy. How do we know that these people are not going to be dragged, kicking and screaming? Mary J. Blige looked good. Snoop Dogg was at this party. Oh, look at this. And Nico Parrish and Kevin Hart. Oh, Chadwick, God rest your soul. Miss you. Amazing, amazing actor. But just reading their names. Jordan, I know. I'm not even going to mention your name again. Loved one passed away. 2 Chainz. Oh, Lord have mercy. Dr. Dre and Nicole Young. Some of these people had some very violent history of breaking, slapping women in their past. I'm just putting it out there. Lizzo was at the party. Chloe Kyle. Again, we talk about Paris Hilton was there. There, this guy. Post Malone is the guy with the tattoo all over his face. Janelle Monáe, who I love. Lord have mercy, Christ. We just start looking at these pictures, and then you start wondering who was at the late night parties, right? Because they could have gone party having a good time. What did they see? Let's just say they went to a regular birthday party and then they saw a lot of different people there possibly doing things. Maybe they witnessed something. Maybe not. Maybe it was just a birthday party and I went home. But these stories are coming out. How do we know? How can we tell? How will we ever find out? Will we find out if anybody that was at these parties knew the deep, dark secrets? What this man has been accused of doing all these years. How do we know that some of the sisters, some of the maids, some of the people that are allegedly being said to traffic heavy drugs, and a lot of celebrities do heavy drugs, how do we know that some of them were not trafficked, was not forced to be slaves? How do we know that PDiddy is not the new cult? How do we know that he's not another Jeffrey Epstein or another RKelly? How do we know? It looked like we might find out, though. It looked like we might find out. He had BT after award parties. I'm looking at this one. Who was here? Oh, have mercy. Jay-Z go to a lot of his parties, huh? Oh, Jamie, we have Jamie, I think. Oh, no, maybe not. I ain't see him. You have Ludacris with him. Oh, I think this is, what's his name? Lord have mercy. Yeah, Russell. What does Jennifer Lopez know? She dated him years ago. Was she involved or was she part of any of his parties back in the days? Do we know that? We have his 40th birthday party. Look like. Is that him? Yeah. The Ciroc party, his 40th birthday party at the Plaza Hotel in 2009. Wow, look at all these people. Oh my God, I know him. Look at all these people. Let's just take a look. Look at all these very famous. Wow, no. Not Spike Lee. They say Tony Lewis and Spike Lee was at the party. Lord. Every single one of them was at his party. All their names are now associated with this guy. It's the most insane thing. It's the most insane thing. And I just Google. Just Google. Just Google. Just look and see. Let's Google. Nelly. How many of these people know something that was happening? And how many of them was just going to a party? Some of these people have repetitively gone to parties year after year after year because this guy is one of the. Oh, there's Gail. Gail. It looked like Gail King went to one of his parties too. Many years. Al Sharpton went to several. Many years. These obviously Cassie. I see several pictures of Cassie, and I see a couple of pictures of Kim was at these parties. Many years these people have been going to his party. What do they know? Do they know anything? Will their names be brought up, or is it a whole separate secret society, sexual predators that is working, that is part of this crew of deep, dark, massive human trafficking, drug, sex, slavery world? Who's involved? Who's involved? Whose names does he have? Does he have tapes? Because somebody was saying that they might have located some tapes, and if they do locate some tapes, then a lot of stuff, a lot of things gonna pop up. Which one of these celebrities that attended his party year after year, and it could be men or women, which one of them participated? Which one of them know something was up and didn't say anything? Because who's gonna go out against somebody who's super rich or who's super famous? You know, especially if you just go in there to have a good time. Especially if you just there to party. Do you think anybody gonna say anything? Do you think anybody gonna come out and say, "Hey, you know, I'm sorry, I was there. I saw what happened"? Do you think anybody gonna say anything? And they would talk about. There was a lot of conversation about P. Diddy when he dressed as Joker. People were talking about you need to go back and listen to his lyrics because some of his lyrics have some interesting. I wouldn't say confessions, but some interesting things to look into. It's crazy. So what are we gonna do? We're just gonna wait to see the other shoe drop. Is this gonna go away? Is he gonna be able to make it go away? There was some scary conversation. Oh, look at him with Jake. Look at him with Rick Ross. Lord have mercy, Christ. The Millennium Guide to Super Bowl Parties. Lord, let's open this. I'm just opening, just looking at people pictures. The celebrities that were cited. Partying with Drake during Super Bowl week may not be as expensive as you thought. There's a picture of him just hugging up with P. Diddy. Oh, have mercy. What do you say? What do you say when you look at these people? Oh my gosh. They have here, I don't know if it's the same party, but they have Flo Rida, Snoop Dogg, Sean King. They're just talking about this actual event. In this event that they're talking about, there's a big picture of P. Diddy hugging up with Rick Ross and Drake and a bunch of other people in the background. How do we know that these other actors who's known to be with a lot of females, some of them have hints of inappropriate behavior? Hints, you know? How do we know there's not more coming out? And I wonder what they're doing now. I wonder what all these men are doing now. I'm looking at something 2016. Rita Ora and more celebrities at Diddy New Year's Eve party. Laverne Cox. I'm sorry. I won't even COX. I'm not even know because it's gonna sound crazy. Amber Rose, Kiki Palmer was there at that party. Rita Ora, Taraja P. Henson. God. Oh, God. Look at these people. I don't even know what to say. I'm just spending time just looking at these people, just wondering. I mean, because technically, you wouldn't really look at the women and say, "Oh, the women was really involved," because a lot of time you think it's the women that's being trafficked. But look at all these parties year after year. The biggest party goer, Usher, again, the bigger party giver, has just been raided by the FBI and Homeland Security, and you think that, and if anybody think that this is just one man being caught up and nobody's going to be else is going to be round up unless this man had instant insight or got really, really a heads up and destroyed whatever he had. Or he could have been brilliant. He could be brilliant and not have any type of tape, photo, recording, or anything. He could have just, everything could have been like top secret. Like no one, the cameras put up, your phone put up, no videos, whatever. Stays in here, happen here. Maybe he has nothing. But maybe people, just like Ethiopia, are going to come out and be witnesses. And maybe when they start talking, they're going to start naming other stars. And maybe when they start naming other stars, we could look at these parties, because it looked like these parties, some of these parties were the trigger for a lot of people. Some of these parties is how they got together. Some of these parties with the drug and the sex and the abuse, some of these parties were the scene of the crime. And the pictures are all here. The pictures are all here. This is crazy. So what's the next step? For us to wait and see what happens next, I guess? Wow. Is that what we're going to do? We're going to wait to see what happened next. Oh, there's her. Let me see if I can pronounce her name. Young Miami. Yeah. Her name is Carisha. Young Miami is the same person. Young Miami. But I wanted to pronounce her name, so it's Carisha. She's the one that's been accused in Little Rod as being a sex worker and also doing drugs. This is all alleged. I wasn't there. I'm just reading the reports. My God. And the industry is quiet, guys. Not too many people besides the bloggers. The bloggers are talking about it. Some of the bloggers are talking about it. Some of them, hold on one second. Thank you. Let me read out. Hey, I'm sorry. Let me go back. Hi, Brown Sugar. Hold on. I'm going back. Oh, Beth is Howard Stern wife. Thank you so much. Hold on. Let me go back. I'm so sorry. Let me go back. I'm going to share what you guys said. Hold on. So Color Me Oakland said, Little Rod thought he was just dealing with a megastar. He didn't know who he is. Okay. All right. Yes, I just heard too. I heard Ethiopia is not working with the Fed. That's some scary crap. Anybody who ever worked with Ethiopia, whoever actually partied with Diddy, needs to be scared. A lot of them, you're right, but who stayed in the after party? That's what I'm saying. These parties are crazy. I'm looking at the pictures. I'm looking at some of these stars who I've followed, who I've seen. Now everybody is suspect. As effed up as this is going to sound, everybody is a suspect, because if you start really digging in some of these stories, Even Jamie Foxx, the other day, we found out that Jamie Foxx is being accused of sexually assaulting a girl on the roof, and if her friends didn't come and got her from the roof, she was surrounded by some of his people, which again I talked about in past lives. These people who work with these artists, who support these artists, some of them are complicit, just like with the RKelly. They get paid a lot of money and they're complicit. So apparently this young lady went to the roof to look at the roof, and then all of a sudden she felt that she was kind of being covered by bodies, by people just standing around to offer him privacy to try to sexually assault her, allegedly. That's Jamie Foxx. And thank God the friend came and got her, or she said it could have got worse. Lord, so who stayed at the after parties, right? Thank you for saying that Beth is Howard's wife. Yes, I thank you so much for reminding me. And then you have Color Me Oakland say, yeah, I think he threw parties, but it was the after party. He was one of the biggest black star in my lifetime and an excellent media. Yes, which we knew, right? But the thing is that the after parties is what's being focused on. But yes, the after parties. But there were other parties where at least Cassie was saying that she was being assaulted and beat up in the bathroom at a party. Was that an after party or that was a regular party? How do we know that at these parties, the big parties, that these celebrities did not see anything and decide not to say anything? How do we know? Casey specifically in her lawsuit talks about a party that she went to. It didn't sound like an after party. It was an actual party. And he went in the bathroom and he beat her up at the bathroom. It didn't sound like an after party. How do we know? Brown Sugar, thank you for coming in. You said, I'm sure she was involved, but her name will never be mentioned. Well, her name could be mentioned. There's a lot of people that's coming out. But he was a star. Almost all of Hollywood, everyone. Usher lived with him when he was 14, Lord. And then we know, you saw what happened with Usher, right? Let's talk about Usher for a minute, okay? Usher had a lot of females. Usher allegedly has a sexually transmitted disease that he was sued for, if I remember correctly, all of this alleged, of giving to other women. RKelly, the same thing. Usher was really young. Living with him, and I think he was traumatized, but he will not talk about it. Usher, I haven't heard anything about sexual allegations against Usher. However, Usher is known as being promiscuous, and that could be a sign of trauma. Right? You see, he lost his girlfriend to TLC because of his cheating, and he's still cheating, allegedly. Okay, let me see. You say go find Jonathan Odie interview. He talked all about the drug trafficking, name people, and more. Okay, so I'm gonna go find Jonathan Odie because literally I was away, and when I saw that they raided this man's house, I was like, it is on and popping. I'm gonna look at that. When I saw that, I'm gonna make a note. When I saw this, and let me make sure they're not. They're not. I have to check and make sure that YouTube did not shut me down. I'm gonna look at this. I want to look at, and I wanted to have this conversation before I even read Little John full, complete, because I read Cassie's, and that broke my heart. I didn't even read Rodney's or Little John. Sorry, Little John. I didn't read Little Rod lawsuit yet, but I am going to read it, and I am going to see Jonathan Odie. But imagine what firestorm. Like, he's still rich, though. Don't get me wrong. He's still rich. He's still filthy rich. But we're talking about Homeland Security and FBI going to his house. They're not going to go there for nothing. So this lady have great commentary, and she pulls receipt. Type in Google. So do I. Type in Google Tisa, tell Jonathan Odie. I'm gonna look up Tisa also. Yeah, I'd also like to pull out receipts. And since you said that, why don't I put it? Usually, when the Fed come knocking, it's already 6 months or more in the making. Yes, I agree. I agree. Look at this. Yes, and that's what I said in the beginning. They're not gonna come knocking and break through your door without having something. They have to go to the grand jury. They have to get a warrant. If the grand jury see the evidence, right, and they go and get it, that means they already have a case already. Lord have mercy, Christ in heaven. These people need to hide. These celebrities need to hide and understand what's coming to their door. If they had anything to do with it, the people that was part of the party, they better lawyer up. They better lawyer up. So let me show you guys what I'm looking at, because I want to show you, because I didn't do it earlier. All I did was put Diddy celebrity parties. That's all I did. 50th party. That's all I did. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at this. Look at Usher. Look at it. Look at all these people partying with him. Lord have mercy in Christ in heaven. Look at these people, all of them partying with this man. That's all I did. Just go there and put PDiddy party. It's not even funny. I thought that Sid, just after Cassie lawsuit, and I'm going to conclude because I'm going on an hour and 36 minutes, and I'm just being repetitive at this point. I thought after Cassie's case, after he paid, and I didn't hear anything, I thought it was going to be quiet. When Lil Rod came and did the lawsuit, a lot of people were saying it's because give me a second, calling me Oakley. I want to talk about that. You brought something up. I thought that when Little Rodney came out with his lawsuit, a lot of people was downplaying it and saying that it's because he wanted money, because he did a GoFundMe because of production, and then he just did the lawsuit because he was pissed off because P. Diddy did not pay him, or didn't pay him in a timely manner. And again, I didn't hear nothing. I saw P. Diddy going quiet, stepping away from his company. One of them is Revolt. I heard today that he sold his company anonymously, so I guess he doesn't have it anymore. I saw that he had a more lower profile, that he was just going to spend time with family and stuff like that, and he was determined to fight all the other cases because he wasn't settling with anybody else. And look what happened. Look what happened. I don't think it was Cassie alone. I don't think it's Little Rod alone. I think it's a combination. And just like Color Me Oakland say, sometimes it takes 6 months. They've been gathering evidence on this man for quite a while. They've been gathering evidence, and I think they got it. The thing is, who else is going down with him? These people need to lawyer up. They need to lawyer up. And let me tell you something. I'm one who strongly believe if you did it, you need to serve time. Just like Bill Cosby. I wish he was still in jail. I said it. Yep. I don't care if he's blind and infirm. His behind should not have gotten out of jail. Again, a two-party system. This rich man got out of jail after doing all this harm to hundreds of women all these years. That's him. Epstein, I think Jeff Epstein got away with it too quickly. They allowed him to do away with himself. I thought he got away with it easy, even though he lost his life. RKelly right there. RKelly, I see RKelly as being someone who justice met his door. And I think if Puff Daddy is another RKelly, I think the justice is going to knock on his door. Now, of course, there's been some conversation about he might know too. Puff Daddy might know too many powerful people. He might know too many powerful politicians. That it's difficult. Whereas with RKelly pretty much all his victims was pretty much at his disposal. So it's not as widespread as it would be with Jeffrey Epstein. So we don't know what's going to happen with Diddy as far as his companions and his friends. Some people are talking in support of him, but the fact of the matter is, if Diddy did sex traffic anybody, and other people was involved in the sex trafficking, they all need to be brought up to justice. They should all have their day in court, but they all need to be. And this could just be the first domino that's falling. It could be the first domino effect. It's going to be crazy in the next few weeks, the next few months. The fact that they said that he is not, they haven't, and just don't, oh my gosh. He's not in jail. I mean, they haven't indicted him, I'm guessing. He's not in jail. They say he's still traveling. He was traveling. No one has said to me yet. Oh, somebody just sent me. Oh, thank you. Thank you for sending $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for sending the $10. I really appreciate you. We're gonna use it to play slots. I really appreciate you. And as you can see, Cash App Mama Flip slots right here. I just received the $10. I really appreciate you. Keep up the YT hustle. Thank you so much. I think I know who it is. I don't know if I don't want to say your first name, a last name, your government name, but thank you. Thank you. I got it. If anybody else is interested in sending a donation, really appreciate it. Anything that you sent, because we're going to be playing at the casino. Grandma Flip and I, we're going back to the casino this weekend. Woohoo! So all the funds that we get go to the kids to playing casino and enjoying ourselves and stuff, especially Grandma Flip enjoying herself. But let's go back. Oh my God, guys. They are not going to have this type of case unless they have evidence. Homeland Security, FBI is not going to the house. It's possible again because Diddy wasn't home. We don't know where he is. I don't even know if they caught him. Does anybody know if he's home, or did they get him? Did they talk to him? Does anybody know where he's at? So we don't know, right? It's possible that somebody gave him a heads up and he left, or just coincidence. It could be a coincidence. Because to be honest with you, like, it would be effed up if he left his kids at the house without giving them warning that he was being raided. It would be effed up. But if he was given the heads up, whatever evidence he may have had, he might have gotten rid of it. But for them to break to the house, that means they know what's something. For them to go to the safe, I would be surprised if they didn't know where stuff was. If maybe when the first lawsuit came out, if he had anything, maybe he probably got rid of it. I don't know. If they've been investigating this guy for 6 months, Lord have mercy. And I'm not even worried about a Diddy because I believe Cassie, so I'm not even worried about him. If he did it, he needs to see justice. If any of the other people who's involved need to be justice, but imagine how big and massive this is. With RKelly, it was just him and his cult. The families got involved. The families were dragged. The security guard, his workers was dragged. They all were dragged. But overall, RKelly is the one that went to jail. And there was a couple of people who went to jail for threatening and stuff like that. But really, RKelly is the one that was found guilty and went to jail. Bill Cosby, same thing. There's a lot of other people. You don't think if you think that I think that the cast of Cosby, the kids are not, and that include the former his actress wife. If you think that I think that she didn't hear anything back in the days, whether because sometimes you hear things and you just ignore it or you act like you don't know. If you think that none of these people that was around him, his guards, his maids, his driver, the people that he acted with, Bill Cosby, if you think that they didn't know any of this is going on, then you're innocent and naive. They all knew. They didn't care. But either way, it was Bill Cosby that got that went to jail for a short period of time and it's out. Jeffrey Epstein, whatever, he committed suicide. His former girlfriend, Gazelle or whatever, I probably pronounced her name wrong. She's in jail now. She gave the names in the book and stuff like that, but I don't know if there's other books. I don't know if there's other secrets she could give, but she's in jail right now. Only she's in jail. He died. But with Puffy, P. Diddy, it could be so much bigger. It could be the lightning that goes through the community. So much artists, so much mega artists could be involved in this, could be arrested. So much possibly. I looked at his. I didn't see him with politics besides Al Sharpton. I didn't see him with any other politician, but you don't know. They were talking about how he also invited these pastors, like was it JD? These pastors, some of these political leaders could be. Oh my God, I know I'm going around and around. So that's what's happening right now with PDiddy. This is the updates. I just wanted to see and say, is he going to be another Jeffrey Epstein or R. Kelly? Should hip hop be afraid? I think they should. I think they should. Well, I think Epstein was had this was the same. So many well-known people involved in the mess. That's why they are not doing anything to them. Princes, president, etc. I saw that. They probably won't do anything, but the thing is, he died before they pursued it any further, right? He died before they pursued it. He killed himself deliberately. He finally figured out, yo, if they didn't kill him, he killed himself deliberately because there's too many powerful people. What's going on with Diddy? Diddy is, but they were able. One, he died. Two, the book doesn't really necessarily say anything. The victims only named a couple of people that was actually engaged in. A lot of other victims is not saying names. You know what I'm saying? Out of fear, etc., etc. And he was the one that really got caught. The rest of them is just whatever happened in the investigation is either the person that did it or the lead either died, committed suicide, or was in jail. But the people around them, very little people was held responsible for knowing what they were doing or participating. I'm saying with Diddy, can or will it be bigger? Because these people are naming names, and some of the people that they're naming are currently active, rich, mogul artists, singers. Are they named? They already. What am I talking about? Their name? They're already naming names. What about? Oh, come on, stop it! They're naming Lil Miami. Allegedly they're saying that she's that. They're naming 50 Cent's former, baby mom. Oh God, please. They're naming names. And we have Jane and John Doe. I think that's what scares me the most. Not only the music company that's in Little Rod's lawsuit, the fact that he has Jane and John Doe. And for every Jane and John Doe, that could be a celebrity connected to it. It takes a village to reverse the harm. It takes a village to reverse to harm, to reverse the to harm. I guess it takes a village to reverse to harm. So we're just gonna wait and see. I thought it was going to go away, guys. I ain't even lying. I thought this was going to go away. I really did. I thought it was going to go away. When I didn't hear nothing, I thought it was going to go away. And also, why now? Why did they raid now? Was he hiding something? How did they know to arrest Paul at the airport with drugs? How did they know? How is it connected? Oh, Lord have mercy. Let's not even go. Wow. And what did the artist that used to hang out with him back in the 1990s know? What did Al Be Sure know? What did he see? What is all these musicians, these artists that have this non-disclosure agreement, what do they know? What did they see? What did they participate in? This could be huge. Huge. I think everybody who have ever attended the parties, whoever participated, whether it was the regular parties or the after parties, who knows anybody, I think everybody needs to straighten up. I think everybody needs to make sure they have the lawyers on speed dial, because you just don't know. You just don't know. And I think the rest of us, we might as well just wait, because there's about to be some ish that's about to be thrown out here. There's about to be some ish that's about to be thrown out here. All the people that you loved and supported for many years, a lot of these people, they already naming names. They're about to be exposed. I also heard Diddy had Little Rod filming stuff. Wow. And Little Rod, and he was living with him for a year. That's the thing that kills me. They said that Little Rod said his also he was living with him for a year. So can you imagine how much parties was going on? And everybody better get their. If you believe in church and stuff like that, they better be praying on something. They better be praying on something. So yeah, so I'm gonna be following the case. If anything else happened, I will come back and talk about the lives. Again, my lives is mostly about sexual predators. That's what I focus my live on: sexual predators. Sometimes politics. I'm gonna be talking about a lot of politics. I can't wait till the court case happened with the former Orange Jesus, so I could talk about that. I decided not to talk about him this time, but I want to have a lot of things to say about this guy. And if anybody else come up, because I have not finished. Thank you. Prayer, lighting, candles, chanting, meditation. They better be doing whatever they believe in. Whatever they believe in, they better be doing something because it's about to be popped off. I'm telling you, it's gonna be something. So there's a so this weekend MamaFlip and I are gonna go play, but then I'm gonna be keeping an eye. There's two things I love. I was about to say playing slots with GrandmaFlip. So all these videos that I have here, I'm actually going to put on my new channel. I'm gonna take it off of MamaFlipLive and I'm gonna put it on the new channel, which is hopefully our friend at YouTube will not stop me from doing it. Because they did that. I'm gonna transfer it to MamaFlipLive. So anybody who wants to watch it again, it's gonna be a MamaFlipLive, not MamaFlip slot channel. Because this channel is about slots. But the reason why I film here is because a lot of people watch here, So well, not a lot of people. Some people watch here, but yeah. So this weekend I'm gonna be playing slots, God willing. Be back next week. Let's see if anything else pop off. But it's crazy. I didn't have a chance to listen to read Little Rod, a lawsuit. I'm going to spend some time to look at it because I need to find the names. I can't wait to see. Can you imagine if this case doesn't get settled? Well, it doesn't even matter to get settled right now, right? Because right now we're talking about human trafficking, right? There's a possible criminal case happening right now. So even if he's settled, it's kind of late now, right? But I can't wait to see the discovery, to see if anybody else involved. It's gonna shake out. It's shaking the entertainment community. They're too quiet. There's so much quiet out there. They're not really saying anything. Besides a couple of people saying that what the FBI Homeland Security did was wrong by raiding his house. That they're doing too much. Can you imagine? Oh my God. Anyway. Peace. Hey, you should read the lawsuit. Well, maybe not. LOL. Yeah, I'm going to read the lawsuit. I am going to read the lawsuit. But peace to you too. Thank you for joining. Color Me Oakley, thank you for commenting. For everybody else who came in and came out, thank you so much for joining the live. Please consider joining my page, MamaFlip Slots. That's MAMSFLIP Slots channel. That's to see us play slots every once in a while until I build up the other channel, which is MamaFlip Live. I probably will be filming lives here and then transferring into MamaFlip Lives because I would like to try to keep everything separate. The slot playing on one channel and my lives in another channel. That's what I'm trying to do. So I hope that you guys would consider. Let me make sure. I didn't even put this in, to be honest with you. I think this is episode 2. Episode 2. I think this is MamaFlip Live. Yeah, this is it. Episode 2. It could be episode 3, but if it's episode 3, I'll change it. But yes. So guys, please, thank you so much for joining. Please consider joining this slot channel. Also, please consider joining. Please also consider joining MamaFlip Live, our slot channel. Please subscribe. If you're interested in donating, I really appreciate it so that the funding will be going to playing slots. Looking forward to that also. Again, everything I said, everything I shared is based on reports that are out there. I have no personal knowledge. I don't know these people. I am just reporting. This is, or everything I shared is just based on every link, every website I went to is based on the right to sh- uh, sorry, is based on having a discussion. You please look at the bottom what I wrote for educational documentary um, purposes. We're just here to have a discussion. I'm not here to bully anybody. It's not about bullying. I'm not trying to put a label on anybody. This is only stuff that I've heard and seen. Again, I personally have belief that Casey was telling the truth based on the stories that she said. I really, really believe that a lot of stuff rang true to me. But again, no one, everybody's innocent before they're proven guilty. And all of these clips, all these articles I'm using based on fair usage. And we just gotta wait and see, guys. We gotta wait and see if the other shoe fall, because I'm telling you, they wouldn't have raided this man's house if they didn't have it. They have to go to grand jury and get approval before they even get a warrant. They would not have raided this man's house if they didn't know what they were looking for. They wouldn't have. It's a high bar, especially somebody as big as him. So be prepared, guys. Whoever care about him and stuff like that, hold on to your heart, because it's going to be on and popping. And then the thing is, because I've read a lot of, and I'm sorry if I keep talking about it because I'm about to close, but because I know and read a lot about sexual predator, I have no empathy for them. I have no empathy for sexual predators. I don't. With that says, supporters, friends, and family, hold on to your heart, because it's just the beginning, in my opinion. Hi, Paul Carney. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you, everybody who came on. Whether I'm stream living on Facebook. Thank you, Facebook. I'm stream living on Instagram. Thank you, Instagram. And I'm stream living on YouTube. And it's about 2 hours, an hour and 57 minutes. Thank you for being here. I was a little exhausted, so I'm kind of repetitive and stuff like that. And because I just came from work. But please share and like and subscribe to MamaFlip slot channel, where we're going to play slots. We're not going to do lives there. We do a live there now, but the lives is going to be transferred to MamaFlipLive. I'm going to try to separate the two channels. So please consider subscribing to our channel, liking our channel if you're interested and like to contribute to our slot playing. Please consider donating the Cash App to MamaFlip slots. Again, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Color Me Oakland. Thank you, Brown Sugar. Thank you, Paul Carney. Thank you, everybody who even if you didn't comment, please, thank you for coming by. All right. And just hold on to your heart, guys, because our people. Oh, my God. I'm telling you right now, before I end, if Maxwell name, God forbid, because he's the only one I have left, because I lost Prince and I lost Michael. If Maxwell name come on anything, don't even. There's a lot of other artists I love, but the one that I hold to my heart is Maxwell, and I know his name better not be involved in anything. I don't want nothing. That's the one I would deny. All right, and I don't mean to put Maxwell name in anything. I totally love and adore him. That's my guy. My last famous artist that I love more than anything in the world, that I hope, prayed one day, God willing, that I get a chance to meet him. I lost 3. That's my 3 icons in the world. I'm saying, I hope none of the ones that I love dearly are caught up on this, because this is about to be some ish. Hold your heart, guys. Hold your heart. The ones that want justice, yay. Friends and families, hold your heart, because I don't think this is going to be the end. I think this is just the beginning. And I hope the stars who hang around him, especially the after party, especially the freak off, get on the phone with your lawyers. Be prepared for it. All right, guys. Good night. Thank you for being here. Okay, bye.